and thank you for coming to our Readers Theater. You are going to be seeing the play Miss Louisa and the Outlaws. It's by Frances B. Watts. Each year, for more than 30 years, Miss Louisa has taught her students the meaning of courage. Even so, today's lesson will stand out from all the others. Many, many, many years ago, around the turn of the century, a history lesson was beginning in a little one-room schoolhouse in the West. The teacher, Miss Louisa, and her students, Caroline, William, Annabelle, Clara, and Regina, are sitting at attention with their hands folded.
For our history lesson this afternoon, you all were to learn the first 3 stanzas of Paul Revere's Ride. Caroline, would you stand and recite, please?
Listen, my children, and you shall hear.
I see that you haven't studied your lesson, Caroline. You will stay after school and learn the lines before you leave this afternoon. Do you understand?
Yes.
Remember your manners. Yes, what, Caroline?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
William, let's see how well you have learned the stanza.
Listen, my children, and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
Another shrieker? William, you will join Caroline after school. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, what, William?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Students, I realize that this poem may seem a bit dull and uninteresting, but I am asking you to memorize it in hopes that you will recognize the courage and strength some of our ancestors possessed when they founded our great country. Do you have any idea what courage is?
No, Miss Louisa.
Well, courage is behaving bravely when you are most afraid. All of us at some time have been afraid. Those who discipline themselves and control fear in times of stress and inhibiting courage. Is that clear?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Annabelle, do you think that you can recite the lines for us?
Yes, Miss Louisa. Listen, children, and you will hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
Stay where you are.
Outlaws! Outlaws! It's Benny the Kid and Dead-Eye Dan, the ones who robbed Dodge City Bank last week.
It is. Their pictures are up in the post office. Wanted dead or alive. $100 reward.
Nobody's gonna get hurt here, kiddies, as long as you sit there quiet.
Watch your grammar in front of my people, sir. The proper expression is sit there quietly, not sit there quiet.
As long as you sit there quietly.
Just in case somebody tipped off the sheriff that we're in town, my pal Dan and me are going to hide out here till the 2:30 Friday train comes through. We'll make our getaway, so don't anybody get any bright ideas like yelling out the window or running for help. See?
Let's take a load off our feet. We can sit at those 2 empty desks. May as well be comfortable till train time.
Just a moment, Daniel. I believe that is your name. You have been here. Will kindly wipe your feet on the mat in the doorway before you sit down.
Say, what is this? Dan and me got guns. We don't have to take orders from you.
It's Dan and I have done, sir. As long as you and Benjamin take refuge here, I shall insist that you obey the laws and rules of our schoolhouse. Kindly wipe your feet, gentlemen.
All right. We'll wipe our feet.
Mind your manners, sir, when I speak to you. You are to answer, yes, Miss Louisa. Do you understand?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
All right, then you may sit down now.
We're just scared.
Afraid, Regina? Of what is there to be afraid of? As far as we are concerned, we simply have 2 extra pupils in our room. We will follow our usual schedule.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I.
Daniel and Benjamin, why aren't you singing?
Oh, why should we sing?
Because when we have music in this school, everybody sings. That means everybody. It's a school rule.
Clara and Anna, this is not your band. When we start to sing again, you will sing. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, what, Benjamin?
Yes, Miss Louisa. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm there was a cow. Stay away from that window, ma'am. We're not giving you the chance to signal for help.
You may be a school teacher, but you can't outsmart us. Nobody's ever outsmarted Benny the Kid and Dead-Eye Dan.
It looks a bit like rain. William, will you and Caroline please go out and bring in the flag?
Do you think we're stupid? Why, the minute those kids leave this room, they'll run for the sheriff.
Don't insist that we go, Miss Louisa. It really doesn't look like rain.
There are cumulus clouds forming in the west. A shower could begin at any moment. It is a rule of our school that we never allow the American flag to come back. One of you may accompany the students, but our flag must not be raised. Do you hear?
Oh, all right then.
What did you say?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Now, students, we will have a spell. Regina and Claire may be captains. You may start choosing teams, girls. I choose Caroline for my team. I choose William. I choose Daniel. I choose Peter.
Say, what is this? What's going on?
A spelling bee, pal. Ain't you never been in a spelling bee before?
Haven't you ever, Daniel? Watch that grammar.
Haven't you ever been in spelling bee before?
No, and I'm not going to now. Besides, it'll be train time soon. We have to stay on the alert.
Very well, Benjamin. I will excuse you from participating in the spelling bee. Naturally, it would be most embarrassing for you to be spelled down by a group of young children.
Who's scared of being spelled down? Look, maybe I haven't had much schooling, but I'm not so dumb that a bunch of little kids can lick me at spelling.
I admire your spirit, Benjamin. You won't mind joining Claire's team then.
All right.
What's that, Benjamin?
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Clara, please spell doctor.
Doctor. D-O-C-T-E-R.
Doctor.
Correct. Now, Regina, spell lawyer.
L-A-W-Y-E-R. Lawyer.
Good. Now, Benjamin, I would like you to spell the word thief.
Let me see. T H T H E I F.
That is wrong, Benjamin. The correct spelling is T-H-I-E-F.
Gee whiz, he is a thief, but he can't even spell it.
Aw, so what if I'm not a spell? I still make a good living. What's that sound? Yo, there goes the 2:30 freight train. I told you it was time to get out of here, but you had to let that school teacher talk us into a spelling bee.
Hands up! Come!
Sharon, how did you know the Outlaws were here?
I didn't know. I gathered that something was wrong. Though when I happened to look out of my office window, I saw that the school flagpole was bare.
Why, you know as well as I do that unless it's raining, Miss Louisa never lowers the flag until sundown. It's a rule of the school. Remember, Miss Louisa.
Sheriff, I was hoping you or Ed or Ted would notice that the flag was down and would remember that rule. Apparently my pupils remembered some things that I teach them.
Miss Louisa was just like Paul Revere's friend. He used a signal to tell about an enemy.
That's right, Annabelle.
If Benjamin and Daniel were the slightest bit educated as to the ways of the weather, they would have known that cumulus clouds in the west rarely mean immediate rain.
I had a hunch that we should have tied that teacher up in the closet the minute we came in. Could you have tied her up? No, I guess I couldn't have at that. There's something about Miss Louisa. Well, you can't imagine tying her up in a closet. She don't scare easy. And before you know it, you're half as scared as her.
The proper grammar, Benjamin, is she doesn't scare easily.
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Well, we'll take these scoundrels down to jail where they belong. You'll receive the $100 reward in a few days, Miss Louisa.
Thank you. I believe that will be just enough money to take the children on an outing to the Dodge they needed that for.
Now, children, I believe that I am dismissed you for the rest of the afternoons.
Hooray! Hooray for Miss Louisa!
Well, students, why are you still here?
You asked us to stay and learn the first 3 stanzas of Paul Revere's Ride, Miss Louisa.
Oh, so I did. Well, I will excuse you just this once. You see, I'm feeling a bit shaky.
Miss Louisa, you were afraid when the Outlaws were here, weren't you?
Oh yes, very much afraid. I did everything in my power to delay them, so that they might miss the train and be captured. Yet I longed for them to leave before they decided to use those wicked guns on some of us.
Well, you didn't act scared, not one bit.
Naturally she didn't. She behaved bravely when she was most afraid. That's courage, remember?
Perhaps I taught you something today after all. Before you leave, please take the flag and hoist it now. There are several hours yet until sundown. We must abide by the rules of the school, you know.
Yes, Miss Louisa.
Yes, indeed. Goodbye, Miss Lisa.
Goodbye.
They're getting ready for next year. We hope you enjoyed Miss Louisa and the Outlaws, and now you know why my class never has to label anything in math again unless if it's bananas. Ed, Ted, and our sheriff. No, they stay there. You make a line. And of course, then we have to recognize Benny and Dead-Eye Dan. Benny the kid, and Dead-Eye Dan. And our students, Regina, Sarah, Annabelle, William, Caroline, and the woman that taught them a little bit about respect and courage, Miss Louisa. Miss Louisa.